Hi, everybody. Paul Swearingen here, the nonpartisan evangelical. npepodcast.com is my website. Good to talk to you again today. And thanks to all of you who have been commenting on my Facebook page and coming to my online discussion, which is happening tomorrow night. So go check out my Facebook page and find out how you can join that or get on my insiders list, and I'll send you an email about it. I wanted to get to say hi from my friend today. I shared on social media. It's backwards, I know, on Facebook, but what it says is, "Dear world, sorry about my people, love God." And I know I have some good Christian friends that probably aren't going to be very happy for me putting that up on social media, and I'm not slamming Christian people by saying that. What I'm saying is, sometimes I don't know that we know the spirit we're of, and this is kind of the point of the nonpartisan evangelicals. I don't think we realize sometimes that the political stances that we've partnered with as Christians sometimes make us appear fairly unempathetic or unsympathetic to the plight of people going on around us. And I think that's very different than the life Jesus displayed in the Gospels. And one of the things I think we miss is who the Pharisees were in the Bible. And the Pharisees were this group of religious leaders, if you don't know the story of the Gospels very well, who Jesus was very antagonistic toward. He had nothing good to say about these guys. And so we read the Bible and we think, wow, those guys were really evil. But the truth is, they actually were the good people of the culture. They were the constitutionalists. They were the law followers. They were the ones that knew the rules and were very angry at people who didn't follow the rules. And when Jesus came along and said, you know what, I kind of like these people who don't follow the rules. I'm going to hang out with them more than I'm going to hang out with you law followers. They didn't like him at all. And maybe we miss a little bit with our desire to be strident on rules and laws and make sure that everybody's doing what we want them to do, or even more so as a Christian, if we want to codify biblical law into the law of the land, somehow we're maybe missing a little bit of what God wants to do. Even if we're standing for something that's right, that God would want us to stand for, the question is that stance bearing fruit of bringing the love of God to the world, having his story be able to be heard? And it's really my biggest concern, and why I'm doing the nonpartisan evangelicals. I see the voice of the church really being marginalized in our culture, and I see people being hurt and actually chased away from the church, and even chased away from the gospel and the story of the Bible by our politics. And so that's why me and my friend here are saying, hey, God is apologizing a little bit for that and telling the world, I'm actually here for you. And so let's continue to have this conversation together. There's a story in the book of Luke. I think it's chapter 9. I should have looked that up before I went on. And in that story, there was a group of people, Samaritans, who were foreigners in the land of Israel in Jesus' time, who rejected Jesus and ran him out of town. Now, we would think today, rejecting Jesus, you're an enemy of God, we deserve to dislike you. And James and John, who were two of Jesus' closest friends and two of his employees, if you will, while he was here on earth, they say to him, yeah, those people are horrible, Jesus. Let's call a nuclear bomb down from heaven mystically to blow them up. And they thought they were doing everything that was right. They were showing Jesus how fervent they were for him, how much his law mattered to them, how important it was for them to be right in everything the Bible told them to do. And he said, hey, one thing you forgot is I didn't come to destroy these people. I came for you to share my message with them in love, even when they reject me, even when they're your enemies. And I would say today we've kind of come close to being the same. We're like, look, God, look how right we are on your rules and your law. Look how much we follow the rules and the Constitution and all of this and how we stand up for it. We'll lose relationship over it. And then we're stunned when God turns to the world and says, hey, sorry about my people there. I know it's a little bit painful to hear, but what Jesus told James and John that time, two fervent followers of his, is, hey, you guys don't know the spirit you're of right now. You're partnered with something not from heaven. And so I'm just saying, even as we're pursuing good things and right things and righteous things, remember the Pharisees thought that's what they were doing too. And Jesus said, man, you've forgotten the rule that to show you love God, you have to love your enemies. Anyway, those are the discussions that we're still having on the Nonpartisan Evangelical. On my social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram today, I'm linking a blog I wrote about this called The Dangers of a Partisan Religious Mindset. And so I'd love for you to go read that. I think we don't understand when we get caught in our political, religious set of rules and feel like we have to fervently stand for that, even at the cost of separating people and being divisive, that we maybe are partnering with something not from heaven. So let that check your heart. Hey, I want you to join me. Online discussion group tomorrow night. Go to my event page on my Nonpartisan Evangelical page, or go to the npepodcast.com website. If you sign up for my insiders list, I'll send you an email invitation to come and join me, or go onto my social media. Tomorrow night, 5:30 online. People from around the country are going to come together, and we're just going to kind of talk about some of the things that I've been posting about and some of the things I talk about in my novel, Joseph Comes to Town When the Religious Right Goes Religiously Wrong. And just love to have those discussions. Like my wife said on the podcast earlier this week, there are two things you're never supposed to discuss, and that's politics and religion. And Paul, that's all you ever discuss, is what she told me. I love breaking down some of these things and saying, hey, is there another way to look at this than just screaming at each other? So join me, go to my website, sign up for our insiders list. One more thing, let me ask you. If you want to help us get this message out, perpetuate it, let people know about it, then go sign up on my Patreon page and help us financially. If you would, for $5.99, you'll get to be a part of our discussion groups, invited to everything that we do as far as discussion groups go. And then if you move to that next level, $12.99 a month or higher, you're going to get special podcasts that Ashley and I do. You're going to get a free autographed copy of my book. And so just determine what you can do to help us out financially. It's just a very small monthly financial commitment. So I'd love to ask you, go patreon.com/NPE podcast, or just go to my website, npepodcast.com, click on the Partner With Us button, and it'll show you how to do it. Again, npepodcast.com, click on the Partner With Us button, and it'll take you there, and you'll get everything we do. All right. Hope you guys are having a great week and an amazing Wednesday. And if you're local here with me, thank God we're going to start hitting some 80s here in the next weekend and have some nice weather going forward. So enjoy that. Look forward to talking to you in our online discussion group tomorrow night, and see you here on social media again very soon. Bye, everybody.